Can you hear me and see me?
Yes, can you hear
Okay.
us?
Yeah.
And I'm recording this as well because we don't have other recording means right now, so I can share it later with the rest of the class.
That's fine.
Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. So if you just kind of want to introduce yourself and how you got into the field that you did and kind of just a little bit backstory, that'd be great.
Sure. My name is Ashley, and I was in the first cohort for the Creighton Regis program. So I've been in your shoes. It's going to be okay. Some days are better than others, but it's good. All in all, when I look back at my experience, I'm so thankful that I chose Creighton through the Regis pathway, because I feel like I was extremely set up for success, and I know other therapists that don't necessarily feel that way. So being out, I'm so thankful that I went that way. So the days that you are questioning it, it's going to be okay. But going out too, I think when I graduated, I had a huge interest in neuro and in geriatrics. And I was like, I don't know, I don't really want a full-time job because you don't really get paid that well, especially in Colorado. So I was like, why not try travel therapy? Travel therapy is rough. Let's just start with that. There's a reason why people do it. There's also a reason why people don't do it. Why do people do it? You get paid. You get paid. Um, you will probably make twice the amount that your classmates will make at a full-time job being a travel therapist. You could probably do 2 or 3 contracts and make what they make in a year. Wow. So it sounds great. It really does. But some days are a lot harder than others. Your contract can get cut short. You can be without housing. Things happen. Whenever you sign a contract, the company is aggressively still looking for that full-time employee. And when they find them, they can let you go. So you kind of just have to be ready for anything. Let's see. Is anyone interested in it, or you just kind of want to know about it?
Yeah, so we just had a panel, and one of the women, I think she's up in Alaska now, I think associated with our program still, but she was like she did the same thing. She just graduated and then went straight into travel therapy. And I'm curious to know, did you feel knowledgeable and well set up for it in that regard? Because that was her biggest, I think, caution to us in that regard, was just I don't feel like I knew enough to just plot myself into 95 different settings all at once right away. So coming from Creighton, I mean, it sounds like you felt differently, because I think she graduated from CSU, Colorado State.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay, so you also kind of have to be in that mindset. Whenever you do travel therapy, you might be the only OT. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that is very sink or swim. My first week, I cried. Yeah, I was the only one. I didn't know, who do I ask? I went back to my textbook several times. I went to my classmates several times. You have to learn new electronic documentation if you don't know what they use already. 9 times out of 10, out of school, you will be in a sniff for a travel job, because that's just what happens. They want experience. You don't have experience technically. So that's what you'll go into. In that sniff, you'll be the only OT. So in that sense, it's hard. And some days it might feel like you don't know what you're doing, but you kind of just have to go back. You know what you're doing. Creighton prepared you super well for this, but it does kind of suck being the only one for a while. You'll have a coda. Most likely you'll have a coda. And in my experience, the codas have been there for years on years. So I leaned hard on my codas. I don't know, maybe I didn't have that much experience with codas in the Creighton Regis program. I don't think that was necessarily anyone's fault. We just didn't really have we knew what to do, you know, and what they were supposed to do. I just never really got to interact with one before.
Yeah.
They're great. Godsend. Oh my gosh. So I've had a really good experience with that. But yeah, you might be the only one. And then as you gain more travel experience, I think that's when you can kind of pick and choose. Do I want to travel and do a school with peds? Do I want to travel and do acute care, which is kind of harder to get sometimes? You can do hand therapy with travel. You can do lymphedema therapy with travel. So the options are out there. It's just kind of your first gig, getting your feet wet is hard. And they might try to lowball you on your first one too, just because that's kind of how it goes. Also kind of how regular jobs go too. The beauty of travel though is that you're there for 13 weeks. It's a field work basically, you know, you make great friends and then you say, I gotta go guys. This is great, but I gotta go. Let's see. Do you want me to talk a little bit about different like companies?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So tell me if I like go over too. But
No, you're fine.
I get kind of, we're also doing a superhero theme today.
I love it.
My PT is Batman. And she's great too. But I'm actually in Denver. I'm doing a contract in Denver right now.
Oh, awesome.
So there are contracts all over. So when I was first looking for a company, I learned really quick not to just go on a random website and put in my information because about 50 recruiters called me in a span of 3 hours. So what I did then was I researched like top travel therapy companies. How do I find the best one? I tried to talk to a lot of different people and I narrowed it down to about 5. You just have to take time and call them and tell them, look, I'm a new grad. I just want a job. Like, these are the places I kind of want to go. Can you help me get there? Can you help me with my licensure process? I just need a job, you know? I was with one company that was really great and they just like do it all for you. They walk you through the steps. They gladly accept new grads. But you just have to know, as much as they help you, they take a cut. Mm-hmm. You're still going to walk home with a lot of cash after taxes. You still walk home very profitable. But just know that that's why they're there, to help you and to take that cut. Different companies offer different things. So some companies will pay for your moving expenses based on mileage. So if I were to take a contract in California, I'd probably get like $800 to move out there after taxes. You can fly, you can drive, whatever you want to do. They don't care. They're just going to give you cash. Other companies won't pay you to go anywhere. They just say it's included in the weekly price. Travel, you get paid every week, which is very, very nice. You spend money like I do. It's real nice. Some companies, if you travel for more than 4 contracts with them, they'll give you a bonus. The company that I'm with right now, if you do 4 contracts, you either get cash or he'll pay for like a cruise for you and your loved one.
Wow.
Other companies don't do that. So it's kind of important to ask, like, what do you provide in any job too? What can you give me? Okay, 401k, great. Benefits, healthcare, great. What else? You want to pull as much information out of those travel companies as you can because they make so much money. The facility has to pay them that much money, and it's super expensive for the facility to pay for you to be there. So, I mean, just keep that in mind. Like, there's money in this. Let's see, what else do they offer?
Have benefits and stuff. Like, how does all that work with travel? I mean, is that pretty standard?
Yeah, it's pretty standard. You will get benefits day one with travel with most companies. At full-time jobs, like if you just signed on with a hospital here, I don't want to like put anyone's name out there, but if you signed on with a hospital, you will probably have a probation period where you don't have benefits for 60 days. That's normal. Travel therapy, 9 times out of 10, you will have benefits day one. Boom, healthcare, which is, if you're over 26 and not on your parents' insurance, I think that's kind of key. You need that. You never know what's going to happen. Benefits are there day one. CEUs, my current travel company offers unlimited CEUs after 3 contracts. CEUs are money. They're expensive. I think Creighton has you do like a couple in certain classes. You might earn like 0.5 somewhere and like 1 hour somewhere else, but they're expensive. It's kind of silly how expensive they are. So if you can get a company to pay for your CEUs unlimited, that's pretty good. They'll also pay for any licensure that you have, assuming that you work in that state. If I got a job in California, I would have them pay for my California license because you're paying for me to go there. Some companies don't pay for licensure, so kind of keep that in mind too. They'll do it, you just have to kind of pay for it up front, give them the receipt, and they'll reimburse you. So there are, unfortunately, hoops to jump through sometimes, but I think in the end, it's worth it. I haven't had a bad travel experience. I had one kind of bad travel experience. I did a lot of my traveling the first year up and down California. The game I played was I was going to travel wherever I had family so I could pocket my housing expense, which is exactly what I did. I ended up in a contract in a very rural farm town in California. And the question I forgot to ask during my interview was, what's the primary language? When I got there, it was Spanish, and I didn't ask that. I took 4 years in high school, thank God. But I had to really just hustle and make it work. I can do a Berg balance test in Spanish now. So you really, a lot of it is sink or swim, but a lot of it, I'm so thankful that I had it because it really pushed me to be like more. Magis. It really pushed me to be more than just the average practitioner, because you get the experience in a variety of different settings for kind of like a snapshot of time, but you learn how to make it all work. I'm sure there are horror stories. About all of my contracts have been cut maybe a week short too. You just make it work. You get with your recruiter and you figure out where to go next. If anyone does want to travel, I would advise them to work with more than one recruiter at a time, because sometimes recruiters have different jobs. So I extended my contract right now, so I'm here through the holidays. But after that, I might go back to California because they pay well. What states pay well? Let's talk about that. Colorado does not. No, it does not. I'm here because my boyfriend's here, and I thought we should try to make things work a little bit. We're making it work, but I still have loans. I don't know about you guys. I graduated from Creighton with over 100 G's. It happens, you know. But it sucks. Do I regret it? No, absolutely not. Is it hard seeing about $1,500 come out every month? Yeah, because that's a mortgage. But when you get paid over that amount every week, I think it's fine.
Yeah. That's
So
a good question. I'm on one of the committees, like the assessment committee, and we were just talking about sending out to alum loan burden and like how that's perceived by like pretty much people in your position 4 years out, 5 years out. Is that like a crippling thing right now? Or, I mean, is it feeling, I mean, it sounds like it's feeling manageable. There's some places that are, I mean, it's going to be up and down, especially for travel situation, but manageable. Yes, more or less.
yeah, I think here's a Creighton answer. It depends. I really think it depends. I don't have a family right now. I'm not married right now. I'm living with my boyfriend's family rent-free still. And I'm getting paid travel. So I don't even think twice when my loan payment comes out. I'm fine. If I were to live in Denver, okay, $1,500 for an apartment.
Yeah.
Have my loan payment, $1,500. We're up to $3,000.
Yeah. I
don't know if I could do it.
Yeah.
And have the salary I have in Denver. Yeah. Honestly. I would either have to get married and live off my boyfriend for grocery. You know, it's just what do I have to do to make it work? I don't want to discourage anybody from working in Denver. I love being here. I really do. But you just might have to have a PRN job if you're going to go full time here, just something extra on the side. Is it a burden? Yeah, it's a mortgage and I don't own a house.
Yeah.
But you make it work. Everyone has a loan for something, and it's a very high payment, but you can also structure it based on your salary too. But I don't know. I think I'm more encouraged to pay it off as a travel therapist. I hope I don't stop traveling anytime soon because I don't want to freak out. What would I do, But it's a burden, but I think you can manage it, There's steps you can take to manage it. Yeah. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
If I had a family, I think I'd be freaking out though. Like, I'm not gonna buy my babies Michael Kors shoes, but I would have to restructure things differently. Yeah. That's all that would have to happen. So.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's always a need for travel.
Yeah. Is there a favorite practice setting that you've gone into?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a SNF right now. PDPM is messing up my life, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It really is messing up my life. I like acute care in travel therapy. If anyone does sign on to do travel therapy, the one thing I failed to ask on my first contract, and just because I wasn't educated on it, try to get an hour guarantee. If you don't get an hour guarantee, they could schedule you for 8 hours for that whole week, and you really wouldn't get any of your stipends. So you get a base pay, which is anywhere from like $15 to $20 an hour, which seems pretty low, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it. But your base pay is the only thing that you're taxed on. That's the only thing the government sees. They don't see the $1,200 coming in for your housing. They don't see the money coming in for travel. They don't see the money coming in for food. So you pocket all of that and you're only taxed on a very, very low base pay. If you don't get an hour guarantee, you won't get any of your stipends that aren't taxed. So in acute care, I didn't know to ask for an hour guarantee. And there were some days where I would work like 20 hours a week.
Oh, wow.
So ask. It's very common for a 30 to 38 hour guarantee. 40 is very uncommon. If a company says 0 hour guarantee, do not take that job. It just probably won't really be good if they don't schedule you. Also, with all of my travel jobs, I've been fortunate to get random PRN jobs. So sometimes I would finish at 3 and go work at another facility until 7. Did that suck? Yeah. Because you're tired. You're very tired. But money in the bank, pay off those loans. I did travel, I think, primarily for paying off my loans, but I got to see some of the coolest places in California. I can take off and go to Europe for 3 months if I want to after a contract. No one is holding you against anything. You can accrue PTO also through your travel company if you do, I think, like 4 contracts with them. So that's a year. A typical contract is 13 weeks, so think of it as a field work. I've seen contracts as long as the whole year, so like think of like a school setting. But I think it's just, the beauty of it is a lot of flexibility, and not really having to like abide or be tied down to anything, which I think as millennials, we don't want that, or at least I don't. I think you can get kind of everything and more from a travel company. I think sometimes it sheds a dark light too. You're not specialized. You specialize in anything you want. You just got to work hard for that extra board certification if you really want it. So I've been discouraged for doing it. I've been encouraged for doing it. It kind of just depends on how you look at it. I hope I can keep traveling. I know there's 2 girls in my cohort, including myself, that did travel, and I kind of brought her on to my company and we split the referral for it. If you bring someone on, you get upwards of about $800, and then that's after taxes. So it's kind of in your best interest to like, hey, you guys should do it too. I'll split the referral with you. Here's $400. Go, go buy whatever you want. But yeah, the money's there. It's just, travel's tough, but it's fun. It's really fun. Do you guys have any other beaming questions?
What's your top 5 companies?
Ooh, interesting. I don't want to play like a bias card or anything, but it kind of depends on what state you want to travel in. I would look for companies located in that state. I've traveled with 24/7 med staff. They're pretty good. They're located out of like the Sacramento area in California. I've traveled with National Staffing. They're located out of Florida. Those are probably top 2. Other companies, you'll see Med Travelers a lot. You'll see Jackson Therapy a lot. You'll see Advanced Therapy. Though I think they're all really good. They just all have different things to offer. So it's really just like you doing your homework and figuring out like what you want. Do you want someone to pay for you to move out to Indiana? Or do you want to have to do that yourself? Do you want a bonus after a year or not? You know, so everyone's very different, but they're all very good too. And other companies have other jobs. So you might look on their website and be like, oh, they have a job in Alaska, but this other company doesn't. It just depends. I also wouldn't just go on a travel website. Say you go on Advanced and start looking at their jobs. Don't do that because most all the jobs on their websites are outdated, unfortunately. Call them and ask them, what are your current needs? Where do you have openings? What settings? How long? Because that's how you'll get the latest and greatest. Jobs open and close in about a day. So you can be submitted for a job. They'll call you, interview you. You say yes or no if they like you, and it's done. You're gone. This isn't like a hospital job here where you got to wait 4 weeks to figure out if they like you. It's a one and done. It's quick. That's why I'm saying the jobs probably aren't that updated on the website. You got to call them and ask. I do have one very, very good recruiter who sends me an updated list of OT needs every week. So I can say like, oh, do I want to cut this contract short? You can cut your contract short too, personally, to go to a different one, which is nice. Do I want to cut this contract short and go to New York? Or do I want to stay, finish it out, and then wait? So a job that you might see in Texas tomorrow that's open will not be open next week. So if you want to go, go. If you don't, you're not going to go. So highest paying states for travel right now, obviously going to be your California, Texas, Nevada. Highest settings for pay is your SNF setting. Granted, PDPM is messing it's just a little rough right now. So ask for that 8-hour guarantee or else PDPM, you're not going to get it, unfortunately. So I wasn't ready for PDPM. I was not a fan, but that's okay. Yeah. Also, like if you like need names of stuff, I know you guys have my email address. If you want to chat and like find out some names, I'll gladly give them to you. I think I spent like 2 weeks going through recruiters and figuring out which ones I like, which ones I didn't like, which ones are going to lowball me. I had a recruiter one time where I interviewed for a job and I said no because it didn't feel right. And she was like, how could you do that to me? To you, to me, like this is my job, not yours, you know? So, and then she just like stopped talking to me. So it's like, you really got to do your homework and figure out who's going to mesh well with you, who's going to work hard for you, and who's going to do their job so you don't have to do their job for them. I have found travel jobs on myself and then like fired my recruiter because they didn't find them for me. So it's like, you're going to do your job or not. Sorry. I have a really strong personality. I don't know if you can figure that out. But it's good. It's just hard. Like I said in the beginning, there's a reason why people do it and a reason why people don't do it. The girl that is also a traveler is still traveling in California. We actually met up a few times and like did a few national parks and like wine tours in Napa. Why? Because we were getting paid butt to do it, you know? So it's like, yeah, I'll rent a party bus for the two of us as we go wine tasting because I just got banked. Whatever. If you want to talk about salary, we totally can because that's something that is so hush hush. And I don't know why it's so hush hush. It shouldn't be. We should know what we're worth and what we're going to get paid in every state. It will be a little common if you try traveling for the first time to get about $1,400 or $1,500 a week. That's low. That's very low, but you take it because that's your first job. I think my second job, I was upwards to $1,600, $1,700 a week after taxes. You probably won't make over $2,400 a week. So just have that be your cap. That's probably going to be it. And there's a reason why they will pay you that. It might be in the middle of nowhere. It might be because they need someone tomorrow. So maybe just have like 1,400 low, 2,400 high. I can tell you right now, I'm sitting at about 19 a week. It's double, almost triple what I would make in a full-time job. So, take that as you may. I wish someone would have told me out the bat about salaries because I was completely lowballed my first one. Fight for yourself too. Let them know that you have a doctorate in what you went through. You didn't just do 2 level 2s. You did a level 2 and a level 3, and this is what you gained from it. And you have experience. Your level 3 will prove that you have experience. So don't let anyone talk down to you when you are interviewing for a job saying like, oh, master, no. You have a doctorate degree and you worked your butt off for that, and you are so knowledgeable because of that. So stand up for yourself, advocate for yourself, and know your worth. I was also a business undergrad. Yeah. Is Dr. Home in there or no?
No, she's not in here. I think she'll come.
That's okay. She didn't know I was doing this, but if you guys could tell her hi, that would be great.
Oh yeah, we'll let her know.
Cool. Yeah. Any other questions? That's okay. I could talk forever.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us. We really appreciate it. And I'll give these guys your contact information, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, any questions that come up, no question is a dumb question. If anyone is interested, I want them to be like as knowledgeable as possible before they go into it, because there was just a lot of surprises that I didn't know. And
Yeah.
I would like to know. So yeah.
Okay.
Means use me as a resource. I want to help as much as I can, and I wish you guys the best of luck.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do we hang up now?
I think so.
Okay.